So hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Andrea, your relationship coach, and on the couch with me today is Honest Steve.
Honest Steve, hello.
Thanks for joining me today, Honest Steve.
You're welcome.
So as you know, Honest Steve is a genuine, upfront, honest guy. He's going to tell you the honest truth about love and relationships. So today we've got a scenario that I want to tell Honest Steve about of one of my viewers. And she's in this particular predicament, so I'm just going to tell him kind of the context.
This is going to be good.
So, this particular viewer, she's been dating a guy for around 3 months, I think.
Okay, regular dates, 3 months, yeah.
Yeah. She really likes him, like really likes him.
Okay.
And he's told her from the beginning, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. So she was okay with that. Apparently, kept on seeing him. They've been on holiday together. She had an amazing time. Few ups and downs.
Been on holiday, 3 months. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, went away for a week or so.
I'm impressed.
and the back, obviously. And she's told me that she's gone on the pill. Okay, fair enough. And she says, well, the problem I have is that I don't want to. I've gone on the pill because that's what he wants.
Can I just ask, 3 months, they've been on holiday together, she's just gone on the pill.
I think, no, she's been on it for about a couple of months,
right,
I think.
so obviously, so we know stuff's been going on. Okay, just making sure I'm
I'm
clear.
And so, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not, no.
But she says that it's not what she wanted.
To go on the pill?
Yeah, she says she has a problem. She would prefer that he use a condom. Okay, so she put that to him and he said, well, basically, if I've understood it right, you're the most special girl that I'm sleeping with at the moment.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah, so,
okay.
So there are other women.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are now other women of which we don't know how many.
Yeah, don't know how many, it's not said. But with her, he really looks forward to having sex with her. She's so special and so amazing.
Right.
And so he said, I'll tell you what, I'll make sure. He says he doesn't like use a condom, that's it, because he goes flaccid and there's not enough sensation for him.
Can happen, yeah.
Yeah, so he says, I'll tell you what, I'll make sure I use a condom with the other girls, but I don't have to with you. And so she's gone, okay.
Take your word for it.
And so that's the situation.
Okay.
She's even more into him. She says she's too weak to say no, or
Yeah, she's really into him, isn't she? The fact that she had no idea there was other women involved.
no, well,
No, zero.
he said, I don't know, to be honest. He said he wasn't looking for a relationship, so it was up front right at the beginning. And she had the idea that he was seeing other girls.
Okay.
So I'm sure at some point it was made clear that he was.
Okay, so she suspected at least that there may have been other people involved.
Yeah,
okay, so that's not such a shocker then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I believe.
Go on.
Not sure if I believe. I'd like to believe that what he said to her about wearing protection with the other girls, however many, but not with her, is true.
Yeah.
Oh, is he saying the same thing to all of them?
Well, what doesn't make sense to me then is if he's having problems using protection in the first place.
Bingo. That's what I mean. So do I believe it?
Yeah.
Do I sincerely believe, that he's genuinely going to use protection with the other girls so that he can be...
Because she's special.
Because she's special.
Yeah.
They're all special, aren't they? They're all special, aren't they? Oh, fuck. How do you clarify?
I mean, I'm still in shock, to be honest.
So am I.
So,
This is it doesn't sound good, does it? If I'm honest.
So, go on. So that's the context. That's where it's at.
This one's not that difficult, is it?
No, go on.
It's an interesting situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's right or wrong because people can and should do whatever, as long as
Yeah.
they're upfront about it,
Yeah.
which he clearly has been then. So on that, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know, I personally, call me cynical,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's, I don't think I could believe, if a girl said it to me, but that's the other way around.
Right, yeah, go on.
Hypothetically, I don't think I'd believe that.
Hmm.
So I don't believe that he'll be using protection with the other girls, mainly, as you pointed out, because he said that it can perhaps go flaccid, not enough sensation. Well,
Yeah.
that's not going to change with a different girl, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
it doesn't sound good. I think if it was me, I'd
Yeah.
be asking myself, do I really think enough of this guy? I'd think if it was me, I'd assume that he's not.
Assume that he's not.
That he's not using protection with other girls.
Right, okay.
And ask myself, am I okay with that?
Hmm.
And obviously only she can answer that question. Personally, I don't think I'd be okay with it. Would you?
Personally, no.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be.
So, I don't know. There's no way of finding out. There's no way of him proving this.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, isn't it? There's absolutely no way he can provide any substantial evidence that he is using protection with the other girls. So she's got to answer a few questions of her own here. Well, for me, it's like, does she think enough of this guy to keep doing this? If we assume that he's not using protection with other girls, is she okay with that? Because she's got to think the worst, in my opinion, to think the worst. Anything better than that, bonus. So for me, I think she has to ask, does she think enough of him to stick around and to continue doing this, or at least try and get an idea of the time scale involved. I mean, yes,
what do you mean,
if she's so special,
yeah.
is he? He said he's not interested in a relationship. I mean, he's obviously got a relationship, but we know what we mean. A monogamous relationship for now.
Yeah.
How long's for now?
Exactly.
There's other questions to ask to try to narrow down the odds, aren't there, really?
Okay,
How long is he going to be doing this for?
Yeah.
Is it, if he thinks I'm so special, I'd be asking myself, is it 2 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? 2 years? What's for now?
Yeah.
That's as long as a piece of string, isn't it?
Exactly.
I'd want to know that, all things being equal, if he continues to think I'm special, and I continue to think he's special, and it's
what's that look that you give when, you know?
Well, I'm cynical, aren't I? You're special. I mean, you tell anybody that shit, don't you, when you want your own, when you want your own way. It's just
you're different.
You're different.
Yeah.
You're the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might believe you when I was 20, but not now.
Yeah.
No, it's just the special thing. All of it, it's a bit cheese for me. It's a bit cringe. And I think he's telling her what he thinks she needs to hear.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she can't ask him to prove it, because he can't.
Yeah.
She needs to ask him, has he got any idea as to what sort of time scale he thinks in his head he might need to decide that she is so special that she's good enough on her own. Just the one person. You know.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Early 30s, I think.
Yeah, so he's not a kid either, is
No.
he? So, I mean, I understand that us guys take a little bit of growing up. We don't know his circumstances. We don't know what he's been through. He could have been through the mill. You know, obviously you can't dehumanise yourself. You know, we still all like sex. We like female company, or, you know, whatever. You just need to know why, don't you? Why is he not ready? And how long does he feel it might take?
Okay, so
in my opinion,
why
that's
is
the
he
best
not
way
ready?
to break this down. Yeah.
So I don't know whether she actually knows the details, to be honest.
Exactly.
I don't know if she's actually asked that much. I think she's probably just accepted him saying, I'm just not ready yet. I'm not looking for a relationship right now.
And she's really cool. But
that's the thing. No, not really. The thing is, she's very attracted to him. It's the best sex she's ever had.
Right.
she's very attracted to him, and she
Right.
said she's too weak to not do it.
Where do we think we are on the 1 to 10 scale? Because
Go on.
we can strip this right back to basics,
Go on,
can't
please
we?
do. Go
We
on.
all have, or there is, whether you deny it or not. There's a mental 1 to 10 scale, isn't there? And this is just this isn't 1 to 10 as an overall package. This is 1 to 10 in aesthetics.
Oh, go on. What do you mean?
The looks department.
Right. Yeah.
Where are they both on the 1 to 10 scale? Is he a 10 and she's a
Oh.
5? In which case, she knows she's punching above her weight and she can't help herself.
Oh, I don't
Is
even...
she a 10 and is he a 5? In which case, I'd be astounded
that
at
he'd
her
be like that
because she could get
other guys.
correct.
Ah.
I'd be interested to know where we are on the 1 to 10 scale. I'm afraid it's starting to sound like
Yeah. Go on.
he's higher up the scale than her.
I think it's more to do with how she sees herself.
Low esteem, low
Yeah,
self-esteem.
not necessarily to do with that she personally.
It would make sense as to why she's so cool or so.
But she's not cool.
I mean, cool about the situation, like the fact
Yeah.
that he goes, "Oh, I'm not ready for a relationship," and she's sort of gone, "Okay."
Yeah.
Oh, you know, and
It's not. It's not a casual. She's not like, oh yeah, okay. That's totally cool with me. It's kind of.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
she's accepting. Yeah. Okay.
She's
accepting.
resigned to it.
Resigned.
Then.
That's
so
the word.
she's resigned to
Resigned
it. So she's
to
not,
it.
she's only lukewarm. She's not.
Definitely
She's not cool.
Definitely not cool
she's,
about it.
She's lukewarm with it.
Definitely
Okay,
not
so
cool.
she's lukewarm with the idea. And this is why I asked about the 1 to 10 thing actually, because that's the. I'm thinking I didn't really. It never crossed my mind about the low self-esteem, and of course that could be one of the 2 reasons then really, or maybe there are more reasons. But if she's got low self-esteem and she's loving the attention, that could be it. Obviously, especially since she says it's the best sex she's ever had.
Yeah.
And if it weren't that, and she's got what I would describe a normal level of self-esteem, I think we all have a bit of insecurity, unless you're arrogant.
Sure.
There's some people that love themselves, but
Yeah,
any normal person has a degree of, sort of insecurity about the whatever. In which case, like I say, you can be blinded by the light, so to speak, when it comes to looks, can't you?
Go on.
It would be so easy to be absolutely smitten with somebody who's just so
stunning.
good looking,
Right.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. I've been there. I have been there.
Hey, we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Like, oh my god.
Oh my God. And you're weak in the presence of beauty, then, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
it overrides
correct.
everything.
And that's
everything.
that's my underlying feeling about this one. If I'm wrong, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm wrong about that
Yeah.
because she's on a hiding to nothing. Because that would suggest this fella, he can probably get what he wants, when he wants, how he wants.
Yeah.
And oh God, he could so easily be just telling them all what they want to hear. It'd be interesting to know how many as well, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
I don't know, but I mean, that's what he's saying.
There
That's
are
what he's told.
others.
There are others.
And it was plural, others.
Others, but she, is special.
He's busy, isn't he?
Very busy.
Is he rich? All those dates and holidays. Woo!
But she's special.
Yes.
I mean, personally, if I being the female, I wouldn't hear that in the same way. I certainly wouldn't feel special.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination, but
No.
I would struggle to be in that type of situation. To be honest,
I would.
you would as
a guy, I
as a
would.
guy.
Absolutely. If it was a
Right.
girl and she was like, there's other guys in my life, and you're just one of many. Oh.
I mean, it's not exciting. It's not. It doesn't. How can it make you feel good? Because you're not special.
No, and I
You're
don't know whether
not
it'd be worse
special.
for a guy actually. With just the male ego and the
Yeah.
sort of, and even if you've got a normal ego, which I'd like to think I have.
Yeah.
And to think that if you really like this girl and you're like really into her, but you're just sort of one of many.
Yeah.
She can tell me how special I am as much as she likes. I wouldn't believe it.
How you couldn't believe it?
I wouldn't believe it. I'd just think,
That's
if
the
I'm so
thing.
special, why do you need another get three boyfriends?
Yeah, exactly.
And
you're not that special
Yeah.
because you're not willing to.
and the sex would have to be
Off
it'd have to be the fuck of the century for me, because otherwise within every time I go there, I'd be thinking, well,
yeah. What's Tom been doing and
yeah,
Dick and
yeah,
Harry?
Yeah, sorry. Jeepers creepers. Forgive me if I'm distracted.
Oh God.
So yeah, exactly. But I suppose you learn this.
Yeah.
And she might be quite naive. I don't know anything. This is the
naive.
first conversation and the only conversation we've had
About this.
So I'm like, I've no idea who this girl is. I don't know how old she is. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know whether she's incredibly inexperienced or naive. In which case, she'll learn to be cynical.
She'll get very cynical.
It'll happen. It's coming.
It'll happen. It's coming.
It's looming large in the rearview mirror of life.
Everybody feels it.
Yeah, but it's by being bitten on the backside, isn't it? It's by having these rejections and problems and issues in relationships that make you do have to learn by your mistakes.
And that's the sad part, because
she may not have made any.
It could be years. That these things, I've been there, that go on, and when you finish, you think, oh my God,
how could I be so stupid? Because I don't think I am stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not a stupid person. Why? There you go, you see. And that's more likely to happen if the disparity is there on the 1 to 10 scale. So it's pretty basic, but it's a fact, isn't it? It's a fact. People can say all they want about, looks don't matter, and it's about the person inside. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
It is.
I'm sorry.
It does come into it. It does come into it. It has
after
to.
A point.
Yeah.
But you've got to be attracted in the first place to find out most of the time that person's amazing. You start seeing them, it gets physical. You either find out they're a twat, or you think, actually, this person's amazing. Where have they been all my life? And then you will care more about the personality. Yeah. But you've got to get to a point, haven't you, first?
Yeah. You do have to get to know someone.
Yeah, of course you do.
That's true.
Of course you do.
That's true.
So, I don't know. It stinks to high heaven to me.
I mean, if she's very, very, very attracted to him, like I said, amazingly incredible in the bedroom.
I'm desperate to see pictures of them
both.
Yeah.
But she says, well, I asked her, are you actually looking for a relationship with him? No. But then she's upset if he's paying a girl another attention.
I wonder if he's the first man to ever make her
and
orgasm.
She feels, well, yeah, I think so.
There you go. You say, no wonder it's the best sex I've ever had, because it's the first one where you orgasm, and it does feel different.
You think that person's got these special magic
powers? Yeah.
But I don't know if she's really. I don't. When we spoke, it doesn't sound like she's really happy.
Well,
she's attracted to him, but being happy and being attracted, they not necessarily go hand in hand.
No,
you
not
know
at
that,
all.
yeah.
I really do know
exactly.
that. Yeah. Absolutely not. No, she can't be happy with the situation. She's, like we said, she's sort of she's resigned to it. She's enduring it, isn't she, rather than enjoying it. She's sort of stuck, really. She thinks enough of him, so much of him, that she's kind of having to do whatever he wants.
Oh God.
Well, she is, isn't she?
I mean,
she's under the spell now.
Yeah.
That's what love does for you.
Yeah.
Assuming, I think she probably does feel like she's in love, and we know those lines blur, the love and lust.
Oh yeah, it's very blurred. Because you're feeling such intense emotions, we assume that's love.
Exactly.
We assume that's love, and not necessarily so.
Exactly. But at the moment, she's either in love or in lust.
Yeah.
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah. So she's going to have to be strong. She's going to have to try and find out what he thinks he's going to want. I know he doesn't know for sure.
That's what he's saying. I mean, he might know. He might know very clearly.
He might. He might think
she's not. She's for now. Is enjoying it.
Will he have the balls to admit it though?
Well, no. Any guy with an ounce of intelligence is not ever going to admit to that. No. We all play the games. We all play them.
Well, exactly, and women do it too.
Yeah,
it's a
we
fact.
all do.
Absolutely,
we all
absolutely.
do. So for her, you think the thing she needs to find out is
she needs to try to find out what his plans are. Try, in other words, to strip it back. A time scale. Yeah. Is there any way of her trying to ascertain how long he believes is not going to want a relationship for? How long? What's the gestation period before he thinks that this special girl is the one for him and the only one for him? And at least, I mean, we're not saying that as soon as he decides it's down to one girl to, you know, to get down on one knee. We're just saying at some point, if she's so special, if he's got to have a clear out and he's got to focus on her alone and just have what we would regard as a normal adult relationship, one-on-one, and she needs to try to find out. Yeah. Because she's never going to find out whether he's telling the truth about the protection or not, is she?
Well, and that's never. The thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's too much for us. Yeah. It's obviously not too much for her, even though she feels badly enough to actually ask the question. Yeah. Because she's obviously under the spell, but she's got to try. She's got to at least try and find out the timescale, hasn't she? Okay. Then she knows how long she's got to put up with sharing.
Oh. Oh, I mean.
Oh God.
You know, I'm still.
He's a lucky guy. I'll give him that.
I don't believe that he's using protection with the other girls. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't really. No. If that's his issue, then it wouldn't make sense. So I don't believe that for a second. So you're putting yourself at risk of. He's already said it's not as if she's in the dark. No. And he's sleeping with other women. So he's already said he's sleeping with other women. Chances of him using protection, I'm not buying that. There's fireworks going off if you can hear them. So it's kind of like, okay, you're putting yourself in a situation where you don't know how many women he's sleeping with. Anything could be passed on.
I mean, it's an extremity, but it could be 10, couldn't it? I know it. I'm sure it is.
I'm sure.
Imagine.
But, you know, when you know that, you know what's happening. It's kind of, okay, well, this is my body. Do I want to put myself in that situation knowing...
It's a big risk.
It's a big risk, I think, personally.
Well, yeah, it is a big risk. It's not something we like to think about. Yeah. It's not something we like to worry about, really. You know, we like to pretend it never happened to us, but
it happens to people, though, doesn't it?
How many people are the other women sleeping with? I'm just saying. What happens if if they're not particularly fussed about relationships? Exactly. And they've got a couple of guys on the go. Yeah, so there's 2 guys each for each of them, and oh God.
Exactly, and exactly when you think about
God, it. God, the more you think about it, the more you just think, whoa, no. It's. I think it's tough enough as it is, without, making problems for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, of course. If you want to have multiple partners, that's not real. That is really not the issue. And he's been upfront with her. Yes. That, I mean, I have to commend him. Give him a clap, pat on the back.
Fair play to the guy. He's been upfront.
I think he's very smart, actually. Yeah. But my concern is for her, because she does really like him. Yeah. And she says she's too weak to say no. And she's on the pill, and she's gaining lots of weight, and she doesn't want to be bigger.
Really? So she's one of the unfortunate ones where that, right.
So she's gaining lots of weight, she doesn't want to be fatter. But it's kind of like, oh, well, this is just, I'm that desperate. She said, I'm that desperate, so it's just...
Wow. Oh, my God. It's a big word, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's come out of her mouth. So I'm more concerned about her.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Really. That she's taken the pill, fine, but that she's gaining lots of weight on it, that's her response. She does really like him. She says she's too weak to say no. It doesn't sound good from it. I mean, it sounds so out of balance.
Oh, it's completely out of balance. She needs to do. She's got.
It's not equal.
I think if he's got any respect for her at all, he can't take umbrage in her just wanting to try to find out what the future holds. Yeah. If he thinks as much of her as he's saying he does, he'll give her that, or he'll at least try to give her an idea. Yeah. If he doesn't know himself.
So he says, okay, say she does ask, and he says, I don't know. And it's, that could be the truth. I don't know.
It's an easy answer, isn't it? It's a cop out.
What would she do?
Well,
what's your suggestion?
Put myself in her shoes. If it was the other way around, it was a girl who said, I don't know. I'd say, well, why don't you try to ask yourself? You don't know, fair dues. But what I think I deserve you to try to ask yourself. I'm asking you, and you don't know. Yeah. But ask yourself over the next few days. Think about it. What is it you're looking for?
Yes, at least ask. What are
is
you
it
looking for?
What is it you think you might be looking for, short term and in the long term?
Yeah.
What is it you think you want?
Yeah.
You know, could I even fit in with this? That's what I'd want to know, because I'm in a difficult position, I'd say, obviously. And as much as I like you, I feel, I don't know, I feel uncomfortable because I feel helpless. So I just feel like I need something from you. You know, if you think as much of me as you say you do, then start asking yourself the question over the next few days. You know, take a week off, from me at least, and you know, just try. Soul search. What is it? Just ask yourself, because if you ask yourself and you're honest with yourself, you don't have to give me the reasons if I don't fit in with that plan. But we stop this now, because as we all know, the longer you leave these things, when you think, the harder it is to get away. So it's always going to hurt. If she thinks that much of him, it's going to hurt. Full stop.
Hurt further.
If she leaves it longer and longer and gets more and more attached to him, it's just going to hurt all the more, isn't it? So that's my advice to her.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, I thought of the idea that maybe, I mean, she has to decide whether she does want a relationship or not, and does she want one with him. So she could put her cards on the table and say, I like you, I think you're special.
That's exactly how I
want something more. Would you be exclusive with me?
Yeah, that's exactly how I would address it. That's exactly what I would do. Okay. She's already said she thinks enough of him, and she knows she's smitten and this and that. So she'd have to say, she could put her cards on the table. That's a great way to do it. Just say, right, you know, this is where I am. This is, I think, the world of you. You know, you've told me this, you've told me that, which is lovely. But obviously, I'm a bit uncomfortable with this scenario. Yeah. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to put up with it for. So, rather than ruin a good thing, just where are we with this? Where do you think it's going to go? Yeah. And how long? Yeah. Before we can at least have exclusivity with one another.
And she's got to be willing then. For her to do that, she has to be willing to risk it ending.
She's definitely got to risk it ending.
And that's the thing. Maybe she doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, but the fact is, she obviously knows in her heart of hearts. Then that's you know, she obviously smells a rat, as we do. Yeah.
I mean,
but so
she's not that naive.
No, she smells a rat, but she's gonna have to be prepared to throw the hand grenade in. Sorry, you can't just carry on down that road, can you? Not unless you don't. You know, there are obviously people out there who wouldn't even ask this question because they don't care. They don't care about multiple partners. They're not concerned, and that's fair enough. Good for you. Yeah. But she's concerned enough to ask the question, so. I'd say she's got to do something about it. Okay. Well, thank you for that, honest Steve. That's been enlightening. I always love hearing your opinion. So if you liked what you heard, then click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.